Well, hello there, Vlad here, welcome to my studio, and before we move on to the Synthwave thing, I quickly want to mention that if you want to get into home recording or up your home studio game, check out my free Home Studio Essentials course by following the link below in the description. In the course, I show you how to build a killer home studio on a tiny budget and avoid all the mistakes I made over the past 15 years or so. Again, links below in the description. And speaking of recording, the track you just heard is actually available to download in the description. Grab it, record your own take on it, and post it on YouTube with the hashtag CatPickJams so I can find you. And I just can't wait to hear what you guys come up with. And who knows, maybe I'll end up doing like a reaction video to them or something like that. We'll see. But now to the main course. I also need to let you know that this video is sponsored by Boss. They have sent me the SD-1 40th anniversary edition and the DC-2w from the Wazacraft edition, and I'm getting paid for the video as well. Both of these pedals are key in creating the tones we heard in the intro song. For this track I decided to go with the Vola Os because it has both a humbucker and single coils, and I ended up using some of those in-between sounds. Though I have to say the amount of modulation and distortion we're applying on the guitar sounds make the guitar trees a little bit less relevant, but I'd say with the amount of gain we are using, I would probably kind of prefer a humbucker just because it's less prone to all the noises, but it really depends on what kind of guitar you have. From the guitar I go into my studio pedal board, and while it's a fairly linear signal chain for the most part, on the DC-2 I'm actually splitting the output signal, with one output going to the Rev D20 amp and the other output goes to the 2 notes cab M you can see on the board as well. I'm running both amp and cab simulation on the cab M, so I basically have a stereo amp setup, and boy this sounds great. For the kind of clean sharp edges I'm going with an in-between sound on the Vola, and then I'm using the SD-1 to give the overall sound a little bit of hair, if you will. And on the DC-2w I'm using the second mode, and the whole pedal is on the standard mode, and this thing just makes such a huge difference. For the rhythm guitar tone, I'm using the humbucker on the Vola, and I'm pretty much cranking the gain on the DS1 and also boosting quite a bit of the tone. I haven't really used DS1 before, but this tone is pretty much exactly spot on right away, and it sits in the mix perfectly. And then we add in the dimension C on the third mode. As I mentioned already, and this is a kind of personal note, I've never actually used the DS1 properly before, and I can see why it is a classic. It tightens up the low end and just kind of cuts through the mix really well, and it's also a very affordable pedal as well, so I think I get now why it is such a classic. For the lead sound I wanted to have more gain, so I ended up using this Caline Pure Sky Overdrive to just crank the gain on it as well, and a little bit more treble and cut out some of the low end. and then the dimension C. As you can also tell, this signal chain is a little bit noisy in my studio, especially with all the lights on, but it's just so much fun, and it really sounds like that 80s awesome shred tone, so just a loads of fun. Overall, I'm actually a little bit shocked how easy dialing these tones was. The DS-1 gives you exactly the kind of drive tones you want to get, and the secret or the main ingredient is the dimension C, especially if you get to use it in stereo. It just immediately gives you that tone, and I didn't even end up diving into the second kind of mode it has, and you can get like 16, 18, something like that, different kind of tones out of it. It's super simple. Pretty much turn it on, just kind of scroll through the buttons and see which mode you prefer for your sound and go with it. That's the sound right away. And I think this pedal might have ruined mono guitar for me, because it's just so much fun to play that in stereo and kind of get this huge wide sound right away. Super fun. And now you know how to dial in tones for synthwave guitar. If you want to get any gear mentioned in this video, links below in the description, and be sure to download the jam track and post your take on social media. Use the hashtag CatPickJams. Do that so I can find you. And as of shooting this video, I'm roughly 50 subs short of 6,000 subscribers, so please consider hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell as well. And if you want to support the channel, there's a songwriting course, links in the description, merch, all kind of things. Thank you so much for watching. I shall see you next time.